So let me know if it's an issue. If you need something from it, will make you laugh, make you cry like ain't life funny. Will make you laugh, make you cry like ain't life funny. Will make you laugh, make you cry like ain't life funny. Ugh. Transitioning from one job to another or doing anything, so it's hard for me to really
have to do that. That's like what our generation of people, you basically, that's most people's lives.
Yeah, chasing the check, dog.
Just
like, I mean,
paid,
legitimately, man, like, that's kind of what sucks about, like, I always bring up Shark Tank in this example, where if you're a person on Shark Tank and you've gotten your company to a point where, like, you could sell it to an investor, you know what I mean? Like, you should just keep hustling, because if you hustle and that's a good idea and you've been making money, you save and move right, you can become an investor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be Mark Cuban with your company instead of like
to that one guy.
That dude that made the ring.
That's
he made
who it was. The ring.
Yeah, and they went on. All of them went on there was like a camera on your door. Was somebody just gonna run up and steal this, man? You stupid! Like, we saw that episode together, I think. And they were like, somebody gonna steal this, man. Like, we don't want this. And then he came back like 2 years, like I think the next year actually, and was on the show like buying other companies and shit because Amazon bought him or something like that. Yeah. Like, they partnered with Amazon.
To me, my thing with Shark Tank was always, if you got a product, especially, some people come on with like a concept or like a company type thing. But if you have a product somebody wants to buy, just getting on the show, people make millions of dollars, even if they don't get invested in, because people see that shit and they want, I always wonder if I don't really think it happens that much, but let's say you go on Shark Tank with a ring, like the ring camera thing, and you don't get an investment. I wonder if a big like investor might even see Shark Tank and see that. I wonder if how many of those people get investments after the fact, just being on the show. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, some people come on there with investors too already in their company.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's always problematic. It seems like when they do that, though, when it's like they're divvying up money to other people that aren't actually in front of sharks at that moment. But
well,
I don't know. It's an interesting thing, man. It's kind of crazy. It's one of those things where you see that, like, a guy like that ring.com guy. I mean, I wonder how much getting one of them to invest in him would have changed his success. Like, would he have had success?
I think it might have stifled him. Yeah, I think because they would have tried to do it their way. You know what I'm saying? Versus doing.
One second, my dude. Hello. Yeah.
Damn, bro. She be. See you later, kid. She be throwing some good jabs, man.
I mean, I can't even keep up. I can't say anything. So.
Oh man. But what was we talking about? We talking about Shark Tank.
Oh, Shark Tank and businesses.
Oh yeah. Okay. So that actually brings me to, because you were saying like with the guy from the ring door knob thing or whatever, not the Ring the movie, but the ring the door knob.
Don't Shark Tank that thing, for God's sake.
Yeah. But that guy came on there, didn't get a deal, and then we were saying like if he had got one, would the company have been what it was? Because like you would say he came back as an investor versus, you know what I'm saying, coming on there and like getting a deal, and then now he works for Mark Cuban basically, you know what I'm saying? Because like that's really what that shit is at the end of the day. It's like, yeah, you're the owner of that business, but like in that partnership or whatever, they got you that deal and all the millions. That's really your boss, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what that is.
Well, I mean, what they give those people that come onto that show is like a plug into whatever outlet, like, to sell it.
They have, like, right, yeah.
Mark Cuban can get you on something. That one lady that has the Home Shopping Network, she can get you on shit. Right. And it's basically that their expertise and plugging you in, they're like a movie producer, you know, they're just like connecting the dots on everything. Right. So it's crazy, especially for that ring guy. Like you said, I guarantee you he would not be as happy now with all the success of the product if he got that deal.
Yeah. You know? Now at the same time though, like I wonder how it works though, because like, you know, they only buy like a percentage of the company. So if you're still the majority shareholder of it, I guess like they can't really tell you what to do. But I mean, you kind of look stupid where it's like Mark Cuban invested like $300,000. He got 25% of your company. You got 75, and then he's like, "All right, man, we got to get into Adidas, or athletic stores or
I
whatever
mean,
he
it's
wants you to do."
probably sort
You
of
know what I'm
what
saying?
those shark people's plan is, though, because basically
Right.
at some point you're going to get an offer to get bought out so that they don't have to
I
pay
feel
you anymore. So if you get to
right.
that point, it's a happy moment because you're just getting paid because you gave them some money. You're getting all your
Right.
investment back, and then they're just saying, we'll take the shares back. So I think that probably happens a lot. Or, like that guy that got the sponge. There was like a sponge with like a happy face. That's all
Oh
it
yeah.
was.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
motherfucker got into a deal and he's a millionaire. So I guarantee you somebody like that, I don't know if it ever gets to that. I wonder if how long those shark people stay in, because to me, somebody as rich as Mark Cuban, his thing is probably the short term, like, I'm going to give you $500,000. You're going to pay me back in 2 years. And then I'm going to get the opportunity to either invest in this really successful company, or you're just going to buy me out, or I'm just going to get in some way get this investment back. And it's just
Yeah.
that over and over and over
Right.
again.
Well, I mean, dude, they be flipping their money. I mean, that's what's crazy, dog. Like you realize they be flipping their money quicker than like Vegas and shit, because it's like better odds. You know what I'm saying? Like they can make 30% of like 300,000 back guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do something like that, bro, but then you do it like 9, 10 times, you just getting 30 racks over and over again. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy money, dog. Like you know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
there's always,
I can dig it.
have you ever heard the term, like when people, especially like people that are talking about like managing finance and getting financial success, they talk about making your money work for you,
Mhm.
basically.
Right.
I've heard that a lot, but I heard these two, it was like two brothers that they had on Breakfast Club recently that are like black finance. They're just like these experts that are like
Hmm.
black dudes educating black people about finance and stuff. And they were saying the same thing. I don't really understand other than like investing. Their example was, let's say you have a child and you put
Hmm.
$6,000 into an IRA, like Roth something fund
Yeah.
for them. And
Right.
then when they get to the age that they're going to retire, that's worth $1 million. It goes from 6,000 investment to $1 million over the course of that IRA. So
Right.
that's what they were saying in terms of like you or me that are just broke motherfuckers that are on the come up but don't have a lot of extra income or extra money to invest. I don't really know what that means other
Well,
than
the thing
investing in
about
better
it,
equipment and better ways that we can do our businesses. But
well, the thing about America that's really crazy, especially like in the modern world that we live in, and this is kind of some conspiracy time shit. It's really not a conspiracy, but you almost have more power and leeway and freedom as a company than you do as an individual. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like it's like you have more freedoms as a company, even, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like even like more protections from criminality. Like, think about that. Like you can actually like because you're the CEO of a company and you have money and like separation, commit crimes through your company, get convicted of said crimes through the company in the company, but then the blow on you criminally is lessened because it was through a entity versus you doing it yourself. For example, you can look at like Flint. Nobody's going to jail for that. Like those were companies that have basically poisoned the water system. You know what I'm saying? Like now
yeah,
imagine me as a man, like I'm the Joker and I want to poison the water system of Flint. So I go and pour poison in the water. I would go to jail for 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying? Like as one person. But because a company and like the government and the teams of people did this, somehow nobody got has totally been,
yeah.
vamoose.
You
There is
got to
nothing
steal
that's
a
gone
lot of
wrong.
money, like
Yeah.
white collar crime shit, to go
Yeah.
to jail at all. Like Bernie Madoff, I don't think he is he still in jail? I don't.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. I think he might have died even.
That motherfucker stole so much money though that
Yeah.
they were like, bro, we like all the rich people are pissed off at you, so
But
we
that's
got to
what it
lock you
is.
up.
He stole from rich people, though. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah.
that's part of what the thing is too. Is like it depends on who you do that shit to. Because if you like all the time, they're doing this to poor people on Wall Street and like getting hustled by some quick talking money man. You know what I mean? Like this is an age old story. And like that because you did it to a small time guy, it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You burned a little man for 1,000, but then you burned a big man for 1 mil. That's when it matters. You know what I'm saying? Like so that shit's crazy, man.
You just got to
Like
be a con artist, man. We just got to start becoming con artists. Let's
well,
start
I mean,
bilking the
that's what's
elderly. Come
that's what's
on.
Well, that's what's fucked up about the life of crime is that it even has that capitalist mindset where you always got to outdo the last bid. Like even if you look at like Ocean's 11, like everything always has to get escalated. You know what I'm saying? So like as a criminal, like I was just talking about, like you're better conning the small man out of 1,000 to get to 1,000,000. You just have to con that many small dudes. You know what I'm saying? So it's harder. You know what I mean? And you got to put your face out there
Yeah, it's
more. But
much
the
more
second
dangerous. Yeah.
yeah, but like think about a drug dealer. Like you're better off selling nicks and dimes on the street. You make more money even selling 20 bags versus selling O's because you got to, give a discount. But like because you're moving O's, you're in the eyes of the police more. You got more risk on you. You know what I'm saying? You got more weight on you. But like think about it though. If you're a nickel and dime
Aaron,
man,
stop watching Paid in Full,
that
okay?
is what it
Stop
is,
it,
dude.
man.
I mean, but think about it, bro. Like, if you're a nickel and dime man, and like you just like, let's say like a big day for you is like, oh, I sold like, somebody bought like 3 off me, so boom, that's a big hit. And then somebody calls you up one day and is like, yo, dog, I'm trying to get like fucking 300 fucking of them things, man. Like all the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be like, damn, like
Bring the
I'm
whole
yeah.
pack, dog.
You know what I'm saying? But like in your mind, you're gonna be like, damn, I didn't made it. You know what I'm saying? But like that one, you doing that now has now put you in the eyes of so many more people that could fuck you over. You know what I'm saying? Or like police or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's crazy about like any of
Aaron's
those
admitting
things,
he's
man.
the new crack kingpin of the East Coast.
You gonna get down or you gonna lay down?
Nah, I mean, like I just always think it's funny that that's a real thing though. But we were talking about business and crime doing shit. And like I was saying, dog, like legitimately, you do have like more freedom as as a person with a company than you do as a person. So like it almost makes sense for everyone, and I've heard people talk about this, to form an LLC of some sort. Then you form your money so that you can give yourself like a paycheck, like you give your kids a paycheck like as an allowance or whatever, but like because you're paying them as an employee through your company, you can then write that off via taxes and get like money back from that as well. So it's almost like you're getting like money to pay your kids to pay them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen someone doing that. Like,
Kind
it
of
was some
fucking
weird shit. Yeah.
dark
Like,
web,
I don't know if that's
fucking
true or not.
scam shit.
Yeah, some old straw man shit. Like, man, don't say your
I
name
mean,
is not your name.
isn't this a legit thing though? Like, I got shit credit because of student loans, right? But if I start a business and get a business loan, I can get a business loan easier than I could get a personal loan, correct?
Well, I mean, depending on what you're basing the worth of the company on, you know what I'm saying? Because like if your company is like just you, like let's say like you're a move,
Solo masturbation, ENT.
right, yeah, exactly. So they're gonna be like, okay, so you just make fans only meat beating videos on here, and as you tenderize yourself.
Yep.
How much like what else equity is in this company like that we could invest in? You know what I'm saying?
You're
gonna be like, well, I am ambidextrous, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
You ever seen a man jack off with his own feet?
Oh man, but yeah, so like I mean, maybe like that might work, but what they're gonna do is they're gonna look at your credit because it's just you and the company, and they're gonna be like, "Well, you have shit credit, so we can't really invest too much in this company."
Look,
but
we respect the idea, and we will invest in it, but we can't give you this loan.
Yeah,
but
here's $20
for a yoga mat. Just get started.
But let's say the flip side of that, for all seriousness, let's say that if you were like you, but your dad had given you like a tractor back in the day and like a fucking irrigation system, and like you just had all shit in the garage but you never fucked with it, and it's like you say you want to start your own farming company and you have those things already, then the bank would look at it a little bit more seriously and be like, well, he ain't got good credit, but he do got some shit, you know what I'm saying? And like if we gave him some money, he could get some more shit, you know what I'm saying, to make this shit work, you know what I mean? So I can see that being a real thing. Or like let's say like you want to have an ice cream company and like you might have bad credit, but like you went to ice cream school and you fucking
sir,
you got all the flavors.
Ice cream, okay?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe they would look at it a little more seriously though. You know what I'm saying?
Even with
like,
my idea and where I'm beating off on camera, I feel like I could go into a meeting and be like, look, guys, I've been doing something every day for decades. Every day.
They would be
20,000 hour rule, everyone. If you do something this long, you're an expert. So I'm telling you right now, this is a good product.
I'd be like, sir, what else separates you from all the other thousands?
Sir,
of
we have a
masturbation
line of 5 men out here today trying to get the same loan. We can't help all of you. What sets you off? I have a mole on the head of my dick. I don't know. What do you want?
That's what I'm saying.
What can I
Like,
offer?
imagine how many Instagram people would just be like fucking trying to do that shit. Like every Instagram
I
chick
mean, that's
just
what
be like
OnlyFans is. They were just like,
Yeah.
you know what? If you want to see me work out and then whip it out and
Man.
start beating off, go to my OnlyFans. We just need to start an
Man, bro.
OnlyFans, Aaron. Just like not even sexual shit, just slow-mo camera shots of our feet.
You know what's crazy? Like, I mean, they kind of do show you that in some movies. I can't really think of one in particular, but like we literally have reached a point in the future where you can sell yourself on the internet. Like,
Remember
that's
that
like if you
movie Gamer with Gerard Butler?
yeah,
Remember how he had to get his girl out from like the sex zone, and it was basically just rooms where people were just beating off and like
Right.
freeing themselves? That's what we're in now. But it's
Yeah.
it's not a building in some virtual place, it's everyone's house because they're like, I can't make I don't know how to do anything other than this. So
Nah, man, in
hopefully
Gamer,
somebody
only
will
thing I
pay me
remember,
to do this.
only thing I remember in Gamer is that Terry Crews had
Yeah.
been ass naked and he said that
I'm not tied up to anyone. They've got strings, but you can see.
he had just killed somebody and this is his blood.
Yo, I just killed a guy. This is
Bro,
blood.
bro, we was so weak in that movie
Dude.
theater, dog. Like I know people was looking at us like, what the hell? Why y'all laughing at this?
That when we saw the orphan and at the end at the penultimate scene of the orphan when that guy's like, she's a grown woman, and we just started dying laughing in the movie. Everyone else was like, oh my god.
Oh, bro, I'm talking about. I used to be so weak in some movies. So I know, I know I spoiled Sin City for the people when I saw that in high school. Like me and my boy was in there watching that, literally being like, "Damn, yo!" Like, we was literally at the top of our head lungs, like yelling and cussing and being like, "Yo, this movie crazy, dog!" Like I know the people wanted to fight us so bad.
I've had many shameful moments where I was too inebriated, too messed up to be in a movie. And you know, that goes from like a horror movie to like historical like war movies where it's like I shouldn't be in this theater watching this.
I will never go watch a horror movie on the big screen, dude. Like I'll be totally honest with you. Like I can't even remember the last horror movie I saw in a movie theater. I guess it was like Alien vs Predator, which isn't even really a horror movie like that. But
I
I
enjoy
can't.
it, dude. I love it.
I
I
can't
don't
watch horror
like.
movies.
Here's where I veered. I used to be into horror movies a lot, like in all ways, like even the cheesy ones, like the Friday the 13th, all the shit we grew up on. But then it got into like a hostile area where it started getting like very gory and very realistic gore.
Right.
And I was into it for like right up until I moved to LA. And then for some reason now I can't watch that, but I do like horror movies. Sure.
I mean, like I can watch like the old school murder movies and stuff. Like I watch like Jason, but I couldn't watch that.
Did
on
you
the
ever
big
see
screen.
Hereditary?
No, I don't know what
that
is.
movie is fucking so. It's like it's sort of about a cult, but it's also just very bizarre. So fucked up, dude.
I can't.
And what's really messed up about that movie is there's a lot of moments in the movie where it'll just be like a still shot of a dark room or a dark space of some kind. And the guy specifically it's about a cult basically.
Yeah.
So there's a cult following this family and they're always like in the backgrounds of shots or in like weird characters that show up at like a funeral. But then when it gets even closer to the end, they'll have these still shots. You're waiting for like shit to jump out.
Yeah.
And he literally like, he'll paint somebody's face white or like they'll be ass naked white. And they'll be in like the darkest corner of the shot. So it's almost as if you don't know if you're seeing them. It's like, is that a shadow? And nothing ever happens. But then you realize later on, there were people in the backgrounds of those shots.
Oh my God.
And it's horrifying.
Yeah. It's like I said, dude, I can't be fucking with none of that shit, man. Cause like that's the other thing too, man, is like it's not even that I'm like afraid of it or nothing. Like I just be like, I don't know, man. I feel like they be trying to put some like implant some demon messages in your brain, man. I don't
Sometimes
know
I
how to
do see
explain it.
that where it's like
Yeah,
flashing lights and it's like I don't
bro.
like that. Whatever that
Yeah, man.
was, I'm
Right.
not into that.
Trying to fucking MK Ultra me in this
Yeah,
movie,
right.
man. Like you better fucking chill out, man.
What was
Like
that
I just
movie? What's that movie called? Manchurian Candidate. Did
yeah,
you ever
yeah,
see
yeah.
that?
Yeah, I've seen the
The
original
movie
and I've seen the
Denzel.
remake. Yeah. I mean the remake's pretty good. I fuck with that shit. Um,
That movie just like scared me about what's possible with
you know what
you always think like hypnosis. It's like, oh, he's gonna make you act like you're naked in front of people or something.
right.
It's not, oh, he can like snap you into being a different, like a killing machine or some shit. I
Oh
hate
yeah.
that.
Well, what's crazy about that is that they actually have a like a manuscripted like way of doing that. Like they know how to do that in people. You know what I'm saying? Like you inflict a painful trauma on someone, so that way it'll like create like a thing that your mind has to like put up a shield to protect from. You know what I'm saying? So like in doing that, they impart like subliminal messages into you while they're like doing this terrible thing to you or whatever. It could
Yeah.
be multitudes of things, different ways. I don't really, like some of it's torture, some of it's sexual, some like all types of different ways they can do it. But in doing that, they impart like I said, like hidden messages supposedly. So then that way, when they like put and snap a keyword to you or whatever, you'll go back into that state of mind that you had to protect yourself and like almost basically just making you like bipolar almost, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like creating like a fractured mind so that they can like make you one way and make you another way. Cause like they claim they do that to like those deep black CIA agents that are like, killing people overseas that
Yeah, like
supposedly
Born
exist.
Identity shit, where
Right.
you're just like some
Right.
guy, and then they're like, "Oh, send this," like call
Right.
them, and this tone plays on their phone, and then they're just like, "I'm killing." Yeah,
Bro, you have
dude.
to
I
listen to
mean,
this. You have to
what was
listen
I
to
just
this.
about to tie that into? Fuck. Keep going.
Bro, I heard the funniest of all conspiracies, dude. Did I ever tell you about this one? I forgot what. I think it was some alien documentary I was looking at, man. But like with that dude that's got like the glasses, the doctor dude. You know what I'm talking about? I think this was his. Like you ever seen that guy? He's like he's a doctor. He has glasses, white dude, straight lace. He's a mad alien shit. I forget his name, but like if you saw his face, you would be like, oh shit, like let me just see. Like I literally could just put in alien doctor guy and he's probably gonna pop up.
It's gonna be that guy from Ancient Aliens with the crazy.
Nah, it's not him. It's not him. It's this other dude. Hold up.
Is it the Asian guy?
Nah, he's a white dude, man. He used to be like a
or whatever his name is.
Here he is right here. What's his name, man? This dude's name, man. Stephen Greer.
Okay.
Stephen Greer. Like you've seen this guy. It's like a redhead dude, little bald dude with some glasses. You've seen this guy on Mad and stuff. Stephen M. Greer. Greer. Yeah. So like this, I think he had a documentary, but like in this, he's talking about like supposedly they have this technology where they can make you de-age. So like you'll sign up for this program where they can send you to outer space. You go out into the galaxy, right? You fucking live 25 years traveling in this vast space distance, and you live they have like space stations and all that shit out there going on, like Star Wars, basically. Then once you hit your 25-year mark, they send you back, can regress your age back 25 years. You go back on Earth as this new person 25 years later, you know what I'm saying? Like your younger self, and they erase your memory so you don't remember what happened.
Hold on, just stopping you real quick. So they send you out in space. You're out in space for years.
Yes,
then
decades.
That whole time, are they de-aging you, or you're saying
no,
when you come back, you just get to live in space, and then you come back and you're like, make me the age I was when I left?
I don't remember exactly how he was saying they were doing. I think it was some type of either DNA altering, or like he was claiming that they could like, I guess, put your consciousness in a younger clone version of yourself or something like that. Like I wasn't fully clear as to how he was saying they were doing. They just said de-age, you know what I'm saying? But like he was saying that they would do this and then they erase your memory so you don't remember none of this space shit, and then you go on about your life.
I mean, why do they gotta erase my memory though?
Because that's part of the deal, is that you don't. I guess they're saying they don't want you to remember
that memory.
You can't tell nobody. Like this was like This was some dude I've never seen because it wasn't that guy Stephen Greer saying this. It was some guy he was talking to, and it's some guy. I gotta look at this documentary again because I gotta find it, man. But like, it was, bruh. This was some of the craziest space shit I ever heard. Cause I was
It
like,
sounds
dog,
like some abducted
gone
in
deep.
plain sight shit where it's just like
Oh,
a
bro.
speaker next to a bed, and he's like, "Let this guy come touch your penis."
I mean, like, legitimately, dude. Like, I was just cracking up because it was like, damn, son. Like you would think like it would stop. Like, it's like Alex Jones shit. where it's just
Guaranteed,
like,
once you go, you hit that guy up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll tell you about it." You get in a room with him, he's like, "Look, I did about 30 hits of acid. This is what I
right.
came up with. I watched Cocoon. I watched fucking
Oh,
Contact,
bruh.
and this
I
is
mean,
where I saw all this." Like, no,
I was dying,
man.
bro. I was like, bro, I didn't heard some shit, but this one right here, boy, this is a story for the
I mean,
ages.
the fucking hypnosis thing, though, that's basically what Get Out was too. It was somebody using hypnosis to sort of displace your
Yeah.
consciousness, into the back of your mind, kind of type, which is, if that's real, dude, that's fucking. I don't want to know how to do it, and I don't ever want to meet
It is
somebody
real,
that knows
though.
how to do it. That's
I don't
crazy.
think that necessarily hypnosis to the extent of like someone could like snap their fingers and like turn you into some other shit necessarily is like a super like that or like Professor X type shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily know about that, but what I'm saying is like it's real in the fact that if you can change the way you think, you can change yourself. So if they can put thoughts into you, then they could definitely change you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's crazy about it is that like your mind ain't what it used to be when you was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think the same way, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So like you're really not even that person anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, so like you become different people in different stages of your life, in different moments, in different situations. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's really crazy about that shit. Like, you don't realize how fragile the mind really is. Because then think about people that do have like chemical imbalances. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at them and it's like from afar, you're like, damn, why that person acting like that? You know what I'm saying? But like, it's literally their mind cannot make that shift. Like, literally one thought process can change someone forever. Someone saying no you can't versus someone saying yes you can shifts the entire reality that you live in. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
And that
I went deep on you on
what
that
the
one.
fuck, dude?
That's crazy, dog. Like, think about that though. Like, somebody telling you that you can't do something versus someone telling you that you can't. Like, thinking about like in your mind, like, you never dunked a basketball, right? You know what I mean? Like, I haven't, you know what I'm saying? Like, not like in an actual
on a 9 foot, yes.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, not on a real hoop though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never dunked, but like someone never told me that I could dunk. I just have tried it and couldn't do it. And somewhere in my mind convinced myself I can't dunk. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm sure that if I tried, I could someday, possibly even now, if I work out hard enough and do the right things in the training program, probably could dunk. Because I mean, I could jump high enough to touch the rim. So it's like, what's that extra missing piece? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's the same thing in anything though. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's all part of like how you programmed yourself. Like that thing about like the elephant with the stake. You heard that story, right? Where like they put a baby elephant in the ground with a stake that it can't pull out. So it thinks like, you know, when it gets big and strong, it could pull the stake out the ground and run away, but it never does because when it was a baby, it never could pull the stake out. So it just thinks it can't do it. You know what I mean? Same thing, bro. Like, now if somebody could hypnotize you and do some shit like that, like, or implant thoughts, like that's kind of what Inception is. That's crazy, dog. Because like I think that the government would definitely experiment with some shit
That's
like
the
that.
lowest
Hypnotic
level of
suggestion.
Inception, just them being like, okay, you can dunk, dude. You can do this.
I mean,
you're like, dude, I woke up. Like, for some reason, I had this dream. This guy told me I could dunk a basketball. I went outside. I dunked the fucking basketball.
Mike Tyson said that he could fucking would get hypnotized before the fight to win the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's a lot of those guys, like sports hypnotists or hypnotherapists or some shit. Well, you know what?
Bro, what a come up
I
on
got a
some money.
weird thing to bring up because this could be a Manchurian Candidate thing that happened, but just to pivot, you know, you and I have dabbled in watching fucked up videos online. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm not as frequent as I once was. You know,
me neither. But I'll say this. Went down a rabbit hole and I did watch a very disturbing fucked up video that I just want to ask you about for two reasons.
Don't show me nothing fucked
I'm not
up,
gonna
man.
I'm not gonna show it, but I'll describe it and I'll put a link up somehow to whatever if somebody actually wants to watch this thing. But essentially, this is what it is. It's a street view of somebody, maybe like a ring camera thing, and you can see out onto a street. It seems like it's higher, so I think it might be like a security camera or something. But it's like a neighborhood street. And what I've seen is it starts with there's a couple and then there's a guy. And they're in an argument about shoveling snow. I think somebody had shoveled snow on somebody else's driveway.
Okay.
But when I start the video, the argument is the couple calling this older guy a pussy, fuck you, you're a bitch. Like, these people are from Philly, Aaron. So
Yeah.
picture that level of trash talk.
Yeah.
And you can't really see it's all white people.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so all of a sudden, the one guy they're yelling at, this older guy, they're like, what are you gonna do? He pulls a fucking pistol out. And this is all about shoveling snow, okay? And this is in broad fucking daylight. He shoots both of these fucking people. He shoots at them and then he shoots them with a pistol. And the woman goes down. It looks like he shoots her in the head too. But he shoots both these people, goes back into his house. The people are left on the yard. The guy runs into the apartment and he's like, oh, the guy got me. And the woman's on the ground just wailing. All this, and people are like, this is what neighbors are now. These people got shot in the street. You hear the neighbors go, hey man, you okay? You guys okay? It's like, no, they just got fucking shot. So all of a sudden, the guy who shot them comes back outside with a fucking AR-15. The people that were helping run away, the guy, this is the most cold-blooded shit. And I swear to you, this happens just like this. You see it. You just see it happen. It's not, you can't see blood. It's like security camera, so it's kind of blurry. He walks right up to the woman and goes, you should have kept your mouth shut. Blast the bitch. Kills her. And then he walks into the garage. So now he's out of camera. And you hear him go, who's the pussy now? And he kills the husband. And then I guess he walked back into his house and killed himself. But to be such an intense thing for shoveling snow, it is the most disturbing fucking video.
Well, it ain't about that. It ain't about shoveling snow. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it really
that's pandemic
all boils
shit.
down to.
I mean, everybody was at fault in some way. Honestly, I don't know. It just seemed like maybe the old man shoveled snow on their driveway. It was like that level of argument. And they're calling him a pussy and stuff, but it's just they fuck with the wrong guy.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like that shit I was just telling you about before we was off camera. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't understand why certain people think that they need to react in like such a like confrontational way. And I think it's something that's like kind of like a nature versus nurture thing that they learn. Because I used to be like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to even sometimes wake up and be looking for shit and be like, I wish a motherfucker would today. And then like I realized one day thinking to myself like, why am I out here looking for shit? Because I'm gonna find something. You know what I'm saying? And like it's the same thing as that. Like it probably was nothing to do with that driveway shit. It's like that guy probably had all them guns and was pissed off from a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? From some shit that they ain't had to do with them people. You know what I mean? It just was always mad and don't like to see nobody happy and shit. Might have even put the snow on their driveway, like, man, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like, but even if he did that, like, and then you went out there and called him a pussy and all that, like, I get being mad and shit. It's like, but like, I'm trying to get to a better place in my life personally where like I can be like, man, this dude did that to me, man. It's like, you know what? That's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck him. I ain't gonna do nothing about it.
That's usually the best.
I'm trying to get to that
back
point.
at somebody though.
Yeah.
Like to be like a scumbag about it. If you're just nice to that person, then it's like, look at you, man. Look at you, tough guy. Then they just feel like a dick, you know? Like that's
you know what I'm saying?
The best way to get back. But this guy said, nah, bitch.
Well, my thing too is like I'm not a big believer in having words with people because like my whole thing about it is if you're not gonna like first off you're not gonna put your hands on me because like I'm me, you know what I'm saying? So like you can try, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I'm just saying, but if you are on that shit, like I have no problems putting my hands back on you, you know what I'm saying? So like that's my thing is like if you're not gonna fight me, you just want to sit here and just talk shit and cuss me out, like fuck you. I'm not gonna listen to this. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, all right. It's like, all right, then.
I'm
You know what I'm saying?
turning
Like,
the channel, motherfucker.
yeah, exactly. Like I look at people doing shit like that and they be cussing each other out. And I be like, man, look, you ain't about to swing. Like I literally say that to people like that have done that to me. I'm like, you ain't gonna do nothing. And then they walk away and be like, yeah, he's right. And I'll be like, exactly. So go about your business, dog. And then they do that shit. I've literally ended arguments that way. Being like, man, that
that's
was
really nobody wants to fight, bro. Like nobody
I told you
really
that story.
hopefully wants to fight.
Well, I told you that story at the basketball court that day, man. Them kids tried to kick us off the court, and then I told all not 11 or however many.
But
of them
that's
it
an
was.
example of you maybe aggravating a
being
situation.
wrong.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
And
why I'm trying
pulling
to
an
be better.
innocent man into the
Right.
fucking grips of a fight.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. But that's how I usually handle shit, even at this moment where it's like I said, like if somebody is like, if I had been in that situation and like somebody was cussing me out and all that and like being disrespectful, I would have been like, you ain't about to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And like, and then if he had came back with a gun and all that, then I'd be like, so you want to shoot somebody over shoveling snow as an argument? You see what I'm saying? It's like I haven't cussed you, I haven't done nothing other than tell you that you're not gonna fight me, and
what
now
an
you want to shoot me.
insane thing
You
to
know what I'm
happen
saying?
in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Though, just to watch. Because I mean, literally, there was people out there that watched that whole thing go down,
Yeah.
and it's like, holy fuck.
Like I
No,
said, that
here,
guy.
I mean, I would fully
Yeah.
expect that at least a couple people in this block that I live in, they're probably stone cold psychopaths. I think
I think
out
like I
here,
said,
it's only a matter of time before you meet somebody that's mentally imbalanced. So
oh yeah, I just think it's like I said, it's something that built up in people, man. Because like I said, like I don't think anybody's mad about just one thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like it had to be some just like recurrent shit. Like you know how some people are,
dude,
man.
that you said about that shit being like, man, I wish somebody would. I mean, at some
Yeah.
point in LA, I was like that on my bike, like riding around, like because I had just been like almost hit or hit
Right.
by so many people, or people are just
Right.
like shitty. And it's like literally, if somebody does something to me, I'm gonna pull this fucking rod I got in my backpack out. It's a metal pipe, guys. I'm not saying I had a gun or anything. It's a metal fucking pipe. But I was Wayne, dude. I mean,
Right.
because I was so fucking pissed.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. And then it's like, and then you take it out on somebody that does something that's like,
and they're like,
the most
wait,
irritating,
what?
right? Like, holy shit, dude. Like, I mean, can we talk about this? You feel me? Like, exactly.
But a couple of things that I saw in this video I want to bring up though that were just like shocking to me is that when you see people get shot in like the street like this, it's insane to see shock because it's almost like there's no reaction to being shot. Sometimes people fall and they're like instantly, but these people were like, you fucking, and then like 10 seconds later, they're like,
man,
oh
I mean,
my God.
For someone who said they weren't going to show the video, you have described this video.
It's fucking crazy.
Vivid detail.
Dude.
Like, that's why I don't watch
thing though.
things.
Like, what made you stop wanting, other than just wanting to be a better person? Because you just get like, I used to be more prone to watching these. The only reason I looked this up is because somebody else described this on a podcast, and I was like, there's no fucking way that it's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because it seems too crazy.
Well, I just feel like, yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, like me personally, like the reason why I kind of try to walk in a different path and trying to be more chill is just because like I started looking at like end result of it all, you know what I'm saying? And it's like there's a million murder documentaries out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and also like who you're getting mad at, you know what I mean? Like I literally have like been upset before and like been pissed off enough to almost fought women, you know what I'm saying? Like not like swung on them or nothing, but like verbally gotten in arguments with women because of like shit, honestly, that was disrespectful or whatever, and things that have been going on. But like you seen, I got into with them neighbors that we used to live upstairs and stuff, and it's like I'm sitting there yelling at these people that honestly don't even have enough common sense and decency to understand that what they're doing is wrong in the first fucking place. Like this is a losing battle. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where like I started trying to make the connection in my head was just like it's the people that you're even delving into this with, like they're so inconsiderate, like they don't even understand what they're doing is wrong. And so like you have to just forgive ignorance, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what I think even with that driver situation, like maybe he shoveled that snow and just really didn't think he did nothing wrong, and then was too small of a person to accept like, damn, I fucked up and they called me a bitch for it because I am. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, he probably was dealing with other shit and just, you know what I'm saying, like couldn't accept that and just want to snap, you know what I mean? But like, I mean,
my wife brought up though, because she watched it too, and because in LA, inevitably, you've driven here, when you're in traffic, you'll
Yeah.
get to a breaking point where
Yeah.
it could be a lazy day, but after like 5 cut off, somebody doing some crazy shit in front of you that almost gets you killed, and like all that,
Every city
get
in
to the
America,
point where
bro.
you're flicking somebody off, you're yelling, and
Right.
you get there. But she reminded me, it's like, especially out here, that at any moment that could go exactly how this driveway video did, where somebody
Every
could pull
city
a
in
fucking
America.
gun out. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, there's
Every
no
city in
way
America, bro.
specific, but
Yeah, like literally, like everybody drives like an ass. Like everybody's dealing with that shit. Like I stop with that road rage bullshit too, because it's just like, dude, like I say, what you gonna do? You're gonna go kill the person in the other car, and then when the next person cuts you off, you're gonna go murder that person too, and then like somebody's gonna slam brakes in front of you, so then you're gonna get out and beat their trunk in, like. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't Grand Theft Auto, dog. Like, and I honestly think that's part of the reason why you do get subjected to images like that too. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told you, eventually that shit starts shaping reality, bro. Like the purge and all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think that it's no coincidence that in the purge they use the national emergency system as part of the movie? And I get like it's like a great plot device, but like that shit really exists. So if they did want to do this, it's highly possible for them to put out that message. You know
you
what I'm
sure the
saying?
purge
Like,
is about to be real, dude?
I think that they market the purge
Dude,
to us daily.
I got
That's what
fish
I think.
bat, son. I got a
I
fish
mean,
bat, son.
well, I mean, that's what Walking Dead is too. If you think about zombies and shit, we used to laugh about that fish bat, but like the idea of zombie is that the dredged old dead society will come back to life and fucking eat you alive. You know what I'm saying? Like it's basically your neighbors are coming next door. You have to kill your neighbor and shit to not die. You know what I mean? Like you feel me? Like it's some crazy shit that's really gets pitched to you in movies in other ways that if you really look at what it is for what it is, it's fucked up.
Plus, like, it's also fucked up when you watch zombie shit, because it's inevitably, if you're watching it with like a group of people, it's like, yeah, like how would we survive and shit? It's like, why
Right.
would you want to have this?
It's like eventually I'm gonna kill you.
This is a weird conversation to be
Yeah.
having.
But that's the answer though, too. It's like eventually to survive, I'm gonna kill you. You're gonna get bit, and then I'm gonna fucking have to fuck you up, dog.
Yeah, I
Like
got
that's
this
the
fish
answer.
bat. And
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
eventually
Like,
you're gonna see the fish bat. That's
yeah,
what's
so I
gonna
mean,
happen.
that's a real thing too. But I mean, I'm just saying, dog. Like I'm trying to find a better way, man. Like especially like shit like that. Like, dude, like I don't even want to see shit like that, bro. Because like I told you, after I saw the Tamir Rice video, my whole idea of what they were doing on the internet shifted because I was like, this shit is one of the most watched videos ever seen. And it should be, but at the same time, it shouldn't be because like people make money off of that. They get
Yeah,
data
hell yeah.
points and metadata and all that off of a video of someone being shot. Like they got that off of you now. You know what I'm saying? Like you watch that video, so now your computer IP is linked to, oh, he be looking at fucking people getting their head blown off. So the next one we gonna make sure that shit gonna come his way. You know what I'm saying? Because like they have that shit in your computer.
Dude,
Like,
I'm just on Swamp Gas's subreddit, dude.
I mean,
Not
hey
my
man,
fault.
hey, you clicked on it now. I mean, it's like the ghost in the machine,
Dude,
dog. That shit's constantly watching you, bro.
dude.
Hey, that shit's
me.
real. That shit's real, dog. Like we talk about it almost every week. Like, so I mean, hey, I think that there's a reason why that shit gets put around though, dude. Like it should be this video. I know you might have seen it, you might not have. It was a long time ago of like a dude in jail, and he was like locked up behind bars, and he's saying like it's like a black guy, and he's like, man, I don't give a fuck, man. Like I'll kill anybody, man. Hell yeah, steal your shit, stab your shit, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's like, why you doing that? It's like, cause I just want to. Fuck it, man. Why I care? I'm gonna die one day, so I'm gonna kill you first. Like just being fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Just like the most crazy shit you could ever say. And like all of this was during like, if you see when that video was created, it was right on the heels of the whole super predator thing and all that. You know what I'm saying? And like even years later, like I've seen that video get reposted in like 2008, you know what I'm saying, of the same thing again and again. And it's just like, and it's in different ways where sometimes it's a white person being like, oh, they're animals. And then it's a black person being like, damn, this dude don't give a fuck here, gee. You know what I'm saying? Like all different ways they're trying to pitch this same piece of media to you. And the reason why that is because they were trying to sell you something behind that, you know what I mean? An idea of like black violence or whatever, you know what I mean? And they've done it with other videos too, like how you, like I said, you see the fucking the Floyd video, the Floyd video, you know what I'm saying, where he gets choked out. So then when that's going on, same thing, like now the whole idea is Black Lives Matter. So like that's the stance behind it, but we got to show the violence first. It got to get pitched. We got to keep showing it over and over again. So that way we can reiterate the same thing that we want to pitch of, we're going to come together to beat this, which is a good thing. But at the same time, like once again, people are making money behind this. People are doing things, you know what I'm saying? Like capitalism is constantly pulling the strings of that. So I don't really feel too cool about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the same time, like, what is the ultimate goal? Because like, if the ultimate goal was to kill Aunt Jemima, then oh yeah, like fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to talk about Uncle Ben and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really the only thing I've seen from most of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't been like, oh well, we gonna put some reform and some fucking new fucking documentation down and some contracts. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, dog. Maybe I digress.
So first of all, what I'm getting is that our new YouTube show, murderporn.net, that's not happening. I gotta cancel.
Oh well,
that. We're done.
I mean, even saying those words, you get put on the list, Matt. There you go. There you go.
Inducted, son. You part of the skulls now.
Oh yeah, man.
Well,
But I mean,
all I'll say is this: like, it happens like every 10 years now. Because when I was young, I would watch all the fucked up videos. I just liked watching it. Now, after I feel like there was a video of like some sort of beheading thing that everyone saw. When I saw that, I stopped watching these. This made me watch this, and I've seen some of those other ones just by chance, but I'm definitely not going to be searching this out because this one for real though, like what I described, it's like literally all there just for you to watch.
Yeah.
And it's crazy as fuck because I mean, we've all been there. I've been fucking, like you said, those neighbors we dealt with. I mean, you and I both
got shit. Yeah.
I punched a hole in my ceiling because these people were so loud. Like I literally, we've both been pushed to our wits' end with that. And to think that we might have been in a conflict and the guy just pulled a strap out and just started blasting us because we were yelling at him, that's terrifying. And that's a good lesson to learn too. Because it's like, regardless of all the shit you're saying that, you know, they're trying to program us to be used to that and get us, you know, just used to seeing
ready for war, dog.
You need to know that like you don't want to get put into that because there's somebody out there that you might just like push that button and they go full crazy on you. Because that guy, maybe 9 times out of 10, he would just been like, fuck you and gone inside. But that day, like you said, he stubbed his toe. He got a late bill notice. You know, he overdrew his account. All
it don't matter what
happened,
it is.
And then he's like, you know what? I fuck all this. Like it's over.
Yeah.
Today's the day.
It don't matter what it is, man. I mean, and like the fact that he was suicidal as well and killed himself, like that to me, like I said, it shows that it's something that had been building. You know what I mean? And I find it also very terrifying that an astounding a lot of people that like have guns wind up shooting themselves with their guns. Like, damn, that shit is crazy, bro. Like,
it's just crazy because to me, when I grew up, like my dad was a hunter, so we had guns in our house. And like immediately when I was old enough to know what they are and ask about them and be taught like what to like just to be around them.
Yeah.
It was like not made me scared of everything, but my dad made me sure that he was like, these are not guns, this is not playthings. It was like you knew there were consequences to it. And it's like now it seems so easy to I always thought it was like insanely hard to get a gun. It's not. And now it's not.
Think about like that Tiger King dude that shot himself.
Yeah.
In all of the ages I've ever seen of gun usage and whatever else, like I've literally at one point, like I shouldn't probably be telling this story, but I'm grown. Like my dad used to keep his gun in the house, not locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew where it was. We all did, but it was like, don't play with that shit. But like he's been away and I've played with the gun, you know what I'm saying? Like literally taking it out, you know what I'm saying? Gone in the mirror, playing with the gun, taking gangster folk, you know, little shit and doing all that. But at no point in my mind did I say to myself, let me take the safety off this bitch and put it to my head and just play around with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's why to me, I think that guy that did that in that Tiger King shit was suicidal too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he subconsciously on purpose accidentally did that shit. You
Anybody willing to do that's just doing that, if they're doing it as a joke and they just really are that thoughtless, then no offense, like that guy was gonna die of something. It just happened to be that he had a loaded gun in his hand at that point. But you know, he would have drank bleach, some bullshit. The guy was just a dumb motherfucker.
Right.
But anybody that has guns now, to me, what really opened my eyes is when we lived in Florida, and like people that were younger than me. I mean, maybe they were your age, like I'm a little bit older than you, but they'd come back from like a gun show and have like a full out Call of Duty rig,
Oh yeah.
assault rifle, or like that one gun that one dude showed us that one time that was just like a brick that folded out into like a.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this is some fucking like Matrix shit that I didn't even know you could buy this. How did you just go into a fucking like convention and buy this shit?
Yep, anything you need, man, they got that shit right there for you. Then what's funny is like the one caveat that they have is like, well, it can't be full auto because like then you could shoot it out with the police and they really couldn't do nothing with you. So like you can't be full auto, but then they sell you the thing, the bump trigger. So then to make your shit,
if you know how to take this apart a little bit, which you have to know how to clean it, then you can just put this little thing in and you're good to go.
Yeah, and that's totally legal. Yeah, like let it loose, man. But I mean, like I remember like the way I got introduced to guns was we were in like South Carolina in the backwoods of the country. They had like a little rifle and they were like we were shooting like grapefruits. And like I had never shot a gun. I think I was like maybe 12 at the time. And like my dad hands me the gun after they had shot, and I started about to cry at first because I was like, no, I'm scared, you know what I'm saying? And then he was like, no, it's all right. And then he's like, explains all the stuff. My granddad's there too, and he said the same thing. He's like, this is not a toy, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is serious. We're just doing this because we out here and ain't nobody around, but like you should never, you know what I mean? Like the talk, everything. And then in doing it, like finding the fun and like, oh, it's fun to shoot stuff, you know what I'm saying? But then like to kill something, I've never hunted, you know what I'm saying? So like to even think of using a gun as a weapon for me is like whole nother shift, you know what I mean? Like, have you ever shot a deer or anything?
No, I never did actually hunt, but I will say, like, when I got introduced to a gun, the first gun I ever saw was because my dad was a hunter and he hunted deer in Pennsylvania, which is like they use like, I mean, it's like a sniper rifle, you know? Yeah. And it was, I think there was 30-06 is what the gun was. So
but I think that bullet is not like a huge bullet.
No, it's like, I remember it wasn't anything crazy. Right. But he would go like target shooting with his buddy, on this dude's property someplace, and I would go with them, but I would just like, I was a kid, so I would just like be behind them and like fucking around in the dirt and shit. But like hearing it, I was maybe 6 years old, just hearing how loud the fucking gun was. And like seeing a grown man, because it was one of those shits where it's on like a picnic table and it's just on some like sandbags and you're just like trying to aim your sight in and shit. So to see it like kick back and everything and eventually feel how powerful a gun is, I just hunting scared me. I think I could do it now, but it was more the idea of having to like gut an animal was more scary to me than the actual act of shooting it. But
see, I think I could do that. Like, I think like if someone were to kill it for me, like I could butcher the animal easier than I could actually.
But you get into a lot of situations where you gotta like you shoot someone and then like it's not fully dead, and then you gotta go up and like shoot an animal, and just like
that's what I'm saying.
Intense, like, man, I'm just a pussy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I could never do anything like that. Like, I couldn't even kill like a rat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm freaked out by stepping on like a mouse or something. You know,
you didn't want to kill that gigantic rat that we had when we moved out of our apartment. Remember that fucking? Your reaction when that. Here's a great story, guys. In LA, we lived in this fucking shithole apartment, the one we're talking about, and all these stories actually. And like right before we moved out, we cleaned everything out, but we had this one cupboard that had like dry beans in it, and
it was like 30 pounds of dry beans.
Like it was years worth of dry beans. You could have survived for decades on this. And something had eaten all of these beans. Well, we move out, we clean everything up, and then all of a sudden one night we're watching TV and Aaron's like, "Oh my god!"
No,
and this splinter rat, like the biggest fucking rat you've ever seen, comes out of the cupboard, filled to the brim on beans, clearly had eaten every bean that we couldn't find, and then scuttled away. It disappeared in some hole, but Aaron's like, he looked like somebody was being murdered in our kitchen. I was like, dude, what?
Oh man, dude, I couldn't even begin to explain to you the horror that I had from rats.
That thing was huge, dude.
I used to live in Virginia where we had an unfinished basement, right? And we lived like our yard was right next to the shipyard. Like the gate of where they build ships and shit was right next to us. So just like the being by a dock or whatever, all that, bro, like, or maybe just being in Virginia, I don't know. in the wintertime, bro, the rats would come into our basement, bro, and like you really couldn't do nothing to stop them. You know what I'm saying? Them shits can dig holes and do all types of shit, you know what I'm saying, to get into a place. So you can't really keep them out, you know what I mean? And it's cold, they're trying to stay in. But bro, I've seen rats like the size of like cats, you know what I'm saying? Like that used to be in there. Like them shits were fucking big, you know what I'm saying? And like we'd have to go down there to do our laundry. So like I would like go to the basement, I stomp on the steps and be like blah blah blah. And like when they were really bad, dude, like you would hear like scurry away, but like them shits are so inquisitive. So like you'd be down there doing your thing, and you even with the light on, they'd be like, man, what this motherfucker doing? And they'd be like coming out the cracks trying to like peek at you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Dude. So like, so then it's like them shit is looking at you, like, so all of that. And like one day I go down there, motherfucking one of them half dead in the trap, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like my dad had like the biggest mouse traps they make, you know what I'm saying? Like shit looked like a fucking RC car or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like huge ass mouse trap. This shit is half dead in there. And it's like fucking got his neck, you know, and it's like big enough that it can move the trap around though. You know what I'm saying? So like my dad like, ain't home, and I'm like, yo, dad, I call him, he's at work. I'm like, bro, it is a fucking rat downstairs in the trap, half dead. He's like, just kill it, man. I was like, oh, I don't know if you know this. I was like, you didn't really raise the type of son that can just all of a sudden go down there and just murder a rat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta do it, son. Do
I was like,
it.
on top of everything else, I'm like, fam, like that shit is huge. I was like, dad, that's a big rat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And I'm sure in his mind, like he probably was just mad. He at work, you know what I'm saying? Like you be dealing with stressors and shit. And he probably just like, man, I killed mad. I kill all the rats. Like, you kill one, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I cannot. Like, so yeah, like, so I put a, like, to my bravery's point, I put a bucket over the shit with a weight on it, you know what I'm saying? And like, as I put the bucket over this motherfucker, it goes, screams at the top of its lungs. So I'm like, because like I was gonna actually try to do something, you know what I'm saying? Like I was gonna try to go down there and man up. That shit screamed. I was like,
gotta just put a cloth on it, Aaron, and like shovel it.
Yeah, there's no way. So get this. My dad comes home from work later in the day. This rat is still alive in the trap, dog. Like he goes down there. As soon as he takes the bucket up, I hear the shit scream and I hear clink with the shovel. I was like, holy shit, my dad's a beast. You know what I'm saying? Like, mad respect, because I wasn't about to do that shit. You know what I mean? But because of that, dude, like I've been horrified at them things. So like when I saw that one in the apartment, like that was a flashback to a whole bunch of fucked up shit. But what was even more fucked up is you didn't believe me for a long ass time. Like I was like, yo, it's a mouse in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like but it ain't like just like a mouse. Like it's like a fucking big ass rat. Cause I saw that shit a couple of times poke his head out at me, but I could never like, I ain't really get like a full view. And like you was like, what is this shit eating, man? Like it's straight, you know what I'm saying? We got like them beans, man. You know what I'm saying? And Matt is like, nah, man, these beans is straight, dog. Like, look at these beans, man. Anybody ate these shits? Like he picked up like the first one and like just so happened to not be open. So then like you get to like the fifth pack, that shit like he got to like the reserve beans, you know what I'm saying? That's like I'm saving them for the next week, you know what I'm saying? So like he gets to where it was actually eating them at. All these beans toe up, bro. Every bag of beans ate up. And this bruh, that mouse was fat, dog. That shit turned into a rat. It was a mouse that turned into a rat. That shit was pure
protein for years.
But when we saw it, what other thing was you was near the refrigerator and you didn't see it, and I did. And I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And like I was freaked out. Then you saw it, and that shit jumped off the refrigerator, that shit hit the ground. It was like, clack, like it made like a little smack sound. I was like, bro, that motherfucker fat, dog. This shit jumped off the refrigerator.
We were such a bitchy about it. We were like, ah!
Oh, dude. That shit was too big for just somebody to just run up and think they're just gonna handle that motherfucker. You had to kill that with a trap, dog. Like that was like a legit like street rat.
No, you need a gun, son. You need a straight up gun.
Yeah, that shit was a street rat, dog. That joint was ready for the battle, bro. Cause like that was one of them joints you could have like been humane and caught it. And then like been like, oh, we'll let him free. That motherfucker would have been back. That motherfucker would have been back.
As soon as you get it, it's gonna do one of those fucked up rodent jump moves where you're like, ah! It jumps in your fucking face or some shit.
Well, I just think it's funny when people do that. Like they'll like somehow like trick a mouse to like run out the house. They'd be like, it's gone. It's like, bro, that motherfucker gonna be back next week. Like, hey dog, you know I know how to get in here, right? Like you ain't got no keys to the little hole I made in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. So like that's what's freaky about them things. Like unless you can like wall off your entire like thing so they can't get in anywhere. Like modern homes are kind of made like that. But if you have like an older house, them shits are just gonna get in, bro. Like we had an older crib, so they would dig through the mortar of the bricks and slide through cracks. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't even like you could do nothing, dog.
Those poor girls that we sold our fridge to when we were moving out.
Oh,
I wonder
man.
how long they lasted in that place.
Bro, they was probably paying like 2 G's to live there too, dog. That's what's crazy about it. I know they bumped that rent up on them. I mean, that place is probably posh now, dude. I bet you they
No,
probably
it
kicked all
is
them people
not,
out.
son.
You didn't go
It
back
is
to
not.
Friday Street,
It looks
man.
worse than when we lived there, and there's just white people living there now. So definitely different type of people living in the area.
Oh, man.
But other than rent prices, nothing's changed. And it's even worse now because all the homeless people, they don't move them. So they've set up you remember the 3rd Street Promenade out here in Santa Monica?
Oh, yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like
yeah.
an open air mall in Santa Monica, and it's
Yeah.
for rich. It's like a rich area. That whole place filled with homeless people now.
Well, I heard they're trying to kick them out of downtown and Skid Row and shit. So like now they're just putting them anywhere, like they're moving throughout the city. Because I mean, like the people ain't got nowhere to go, and it's just like, dude, that like LA shit is fucked up, dog. Because like I went through Skid Row like maybe 3 or 4 times while I was down there just on Uber and shit. And those were the times when I turned Uber off and was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
People
Like, bro, like
live in that shit.
I know, like
Skid
regular
Row ain't a street, guys.
Yeah,
it's a whole like
the area.
It's a neighborhood. It's a whole it's blocks and blocks of a city. So
yeah, bro, that shit is terrifying down there. Because like literally, dude, anytime I've ever been down there and picked up someone, like, and then I dropped them off, like I literally have turned Uber off and been like, I'm gonna go drive back to the valley and pick up some fares up there before I catch somebody down here again. Because like I'm not trying to be in this area too long. Like, and I ain't even no punk, dog. But like that to me, that's some type of place I would never. Yeah, I wouldn't. That's some type of place I would never be, man. Like it's.
I mean, there's people that have businesses there that are just like there. I mean, and it's crazy that there's people so desperate to be out in LA that they'll literally rent an apartment in those blocks and have to go through that mess of shit to get to their apartment that outside of it does look like Walking Dead. It looks
Baghdad,
like Walking Dead.
Bro, I straight up dropped a girl off like that, like a little Asian girl. I don't even know if she spoke English. Got in the car dropped her off in front of this little apartment building down there. And she literally stepped over like 3 people to get in there and shit. Like I was like, yo, there's no way I could do this, dog. Like honestly, that was one of the moments when I knew I was like, I'm never gonna live in fucking LA, dog. Like not this part for damn sure, but just like, I mean, even if I lived in a nice part.
I moved out of LA. I live in Long Beach. It's a different city technically,
right?
It's right there, but the homeless here, dude. There's like 5, there's like neighborhood homeless people that when you live in a place you see all the time, straight up crazy. I mean,
well, my thing is
limited.
Like, I'm not even trying to blame it on like homelessness. Like I'm just saying, just like in general, just being in an area where it's like, dog, like safety is a question. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't even necessarily think like a homeless person would do something to you just like off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of thing that's really weird about LA, man, is that like it's almost like a culture of that shit. Like they've let it go on for so long. Like some of the people were like born and raised there.
Yeah, they set up Skid Row. I mean, that ain't that's not a mistake that all those people were there. They set it up like that.
Yeah, I mean, like to literally like some people have been like children born there, lived in that. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit's crazy. Yeah, like, and to think that that's just allowed to just be like, hey, this is how it is. Like, we don't think we should improve on this. Like, that's the fucked up part.
Country in a big U.S. city, it's crazy.
In the downtown area of the metropolis too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's crazy.
But then it's all over because we lived in the valley, which is far away from downtown. Mad fucking homeless people. It's just there's too many. LA is just crammed packed of every type of person you can think of.
Well, I mean, it's about to get worse if you believe what they talking about.
Moving south, man. I'm just gonna keep. I'm going to Cabo, man. I'm about to go live in Mexico, son.
Hey, man, I'm down. Shit, fuck it. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this goddamn snow.
I got a margarita. I got a margarita company. Cayman Jack, are you listening? I'm gonna be your marketing.
I mean, hey, man, we just started making some sick Cayman Jack videos. Dog.
We have to, dude. Off camera. We gotta get off camera for this. Actually, we're gonna stop. We gotta get. My wife's gonna be fucking pissed.
I was down in this an hour ago. So
well, awesome rambling incoherently with you, Aaron. Thank you so much, everyone. We didn't intro this episode, but we just impromptu just did this. This has been episode 43 of Ain't Life Funny, the dual therapy session podcast for me and Aaron. Thanks for listening.
Ugh.